Good evening. Good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, Carolina Panthers back to work once again today. Going to make some more signings. Made some more signings. So we're going to talk about three new additions to the Carolina Panthers. And I would say these are three really good ones. Jeff R., what's up? Welcome to the chat. But first, before we get started, I want to be sure to let everybody know to check out the link to Game Beauty in the description and check that out for a awesome lineup of video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. If you see something you're interested in and want to make a purchase, be sure to use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps. You get 10% off of your order. So be sure to check that out. So let's get started. First up, tight end Hayden Hurst. That's right. The Carolina Panthers have agreed to terms to bring on tight end Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst, 3 years, 3-year contract. I want to see where it has his value at, but signed him for 3 months, or not 3 months, 3 years. And honestly, I think it's a great move. You know, got a credible tight end that I really think can help out not only just in the blocking, but also in the passing game. Here it is. Hayden Hurst, 3 years, $21.75 million with $13 million fully guaranteed. Hey, I would say that's a pretty solid deal for him. But good old Hayden Hurst. I like the move. I definitely like the move. Just looking at his overall stats. Of course, another South Carolina Gamecock. I know he was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, so he's been around a little bit. He's played for the Baltimore Ravens, played for the Atlanta Falcons, and he's also played for the Cincinnati Bengals. We look at what he's done. Last season with the Bengals, played 13 games, 52 catches, 414 yards, 2 touchdowns. He got the most career touchdowns in 2020 with the Falcons, where he played 16 games, 56 catches, 571 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So thought that was really good, but had some fumble woes his last season with the Falcons. But overall, I say he's a good pickup. I definitely say he is a good pickup. I think, 6'4", 250 pounds. I think this is somebody that can be a very reliable target in the passing game. We really didn't have that pretty much ever since Greg Olsen. So I think getting somebody like a Hayden Hurst, 3 years, I think we got a nice piece to add to the tight end room. I mean, with him, Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas, I think you can work with that. I really think you can work with that, and you can adjust the packages on offense to complement the run and the pass. And I think this also opens up an opportunity for Tommy Tremble to get some playing time with him, as well as Ian Thomas as well. I said as well twice. Wow, I'm fumbling over my words. But I like the tight end room. Ian Thomas, Hayden Hurst, Tommy Tremble, and I think we still ended up retaining Stefan Sullivan as well. So I definitely like the pickup. I think it's a solid pickup. And, just stat-wise, he had his best season with the Falcons in 2020. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement. He's 29 years old. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. He's kind of dealt with some injury woes back in 2021, but he has been able to bounce back and been able to play. So, hey, I look forward to see how he does with the offense. I think he'll do well. He's got some playoff experience as well. He's played in the playoffs, especially with the Cincinnati Bengals. So I really think I think he can really bring a lot to this Carolina Panthers offense. So I like the signing. I definitely like the signing. So welcome to the Carolina Panthers, Hayden Hurst. Looking forward to seeing him in action. I think it's definitely a good signing. Quell Davis, welcome to the stream. What's up? New additions seem exciting. This is only the beginning. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. So we picked up Hayden Hurst. We also picked up defensive tackle DeShawn Williams, which it didn't say there's not a whole lot of stats to him. At least not from what I've seen. Let me pull him up. DeShawn Williams. Okay, here we go. DeShawn Williams. First played for Cincinnati. Played a little bit back in 2016. Then came back in 2020 to 2022. Played for the Denver Broncos. 30 years old, played at Clemson. Last season, he's played in all 17 games, had 37 total tackles, 4.5 sacks. Okay, which is his career high, was last season with 4.5 sacks. And he does have one interception back in 2020 with Denver. But for the most part, he's played a lot for Denver and has been pretty healthy overall. But, him coming in at defensive tackle, it'll be interesting to see where they work him in at with this 3-4 defense, especially if they're going Shy Tuttle at nose tackle. I guess potentially starting nose tackle, but it's an interesting signing. It's an interesting signing, but could potentially be a depth piece. Like I said, I don't know if exactly he'll be starting, but what's interesting is looking at this. He's actually our defensive coordinator, Ejiro Evero, is a big fan. He's a big fan. And Dom Capers as well, which he's actually played under. So, if anything, familiar face with the coaching staff. But it looks like actually, according to the article on Panthers.com, it looks like the three, Derek Brown, Shy Tuttle, DeShawn Williams. I guess that's what we could be looking at on the D-line in the 3-4. Those look like solid pieces. Those could definitely be solid pieces. He has 34 starts in 50 games with an interception and 4.5 sacks. So you know what? I think this is somebody, that can evolve. He's 30 years old. But I think he could evolve. I think he could definitely evolve. He's also played in the Canadian Football League as well. So, I mean, he's got a good handful of playing experience in the NFL and apparently in the Canadian Football League. And he's from South Carolina, so he's a Carolinian. Played college at Clemson. But yeah, 6'1", 292. Hey, we need some big pieces on the D-line, for our 3-4. So, hey, I can dig this signing. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I can dig this signing. So, you know what? I'm happy for him. I'm definitely really happy for him. So, welcome to the Carolina Panthers, DeShawn Williams. And then I just got home and learned about this next signing, and, well, let's just say I think we made up our mind. So the Carolina Panthers are signing running back Miles Sanders to a 4-year, $25 million deal. Wow. That I did not see coming. I did not see that coming, to keep it real with y'all. Miles Sanders. Wow. And, this is a youngin. This is a youngin as well. Only 25 years old. But, yeah, this is a youngin. But dude is a beast. Went to the Pro Bowl last season. Played in the Super Bowl. I mean, hey. Dude's a beast. TK Gainey, welcome to the stream. Yo, Miles Sanders. Man, that means Foreman is gone. Yeah, checking out. Actually, according to this article on ESPN, it says that they have not 100% ruled Deontay Foreman out. So they don't have an agreement yet, but they have not completely ruled it out. They haven't completely officially ruled it out. So at least there's that. But honestly, I like the signing. I'm shocked by the signing because it was one that I did not see coming, to be honest with y'all. I did not see this coming. But Miles Sanders, 5'11", 211 pounds. I mean, it's a small guy. Definitely a small guy, but I mean, he had one heck of a season last season. I mean, he had 1,026 yards rushing, a career high with the Philadelphia Eagles, and 11 touchdowns, a career high in touchdowns as well. So, I mean, played with the Philadelphia Eagles, his whole career so far since 2019. I mean, hey, that's one heck of a signing. Not to mention, he's got some receiving experience. In 2019 he had 50 catches, 509 yards, 3 touchdowns. His number of catches have gone down a bit in the receiving game, but I mean, dude is a beast of a runner, and like I said, set career highs in rushing yards and touchdowns last season with the Eagles, and they just played in a Super Bowl. So I mean, I like it. I like the signing, and even if we don't keep Deontay Foreman, I mean, you got to think, Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, Raheem Blackshear. I mean, that's an interesting trio. That's a very interesting trio. Now, one may say that we may be giving up a little bit of size. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, we are giving up a little bit of size, But we'll see what happens with Deonta Foreman. Because, like I said, that's not completely ruled out. But could you imagine a running back room of and when you think about it, if they can keep Deonta Foreman, I mean, you could do Foreman, Sanders, Foreman, Chuba, and have Raheem Blackshear on special teams because Raheem Blackshear has done well on special teams. I would like that. I would really like that. Quell Davis says, I'm shocked as well. Rule couldn't have done anything Reich's done so far. Good point. Very good point. Kevin, welcome to the stream. Hello. I got to say, I'm actually happy about these moves, but sad to see Deonta Foreman leave. He was a real one. It's not official yet. He hasn't been ruled out yet. It's still possible. According to the article, he has not been completely ruled out yet. So they still could retain him. I mean, maybe they're still negotiating, but I mean, 4 years, $25 million deal with Miles Sanders. I don't know. That kind of makes me believe that they're probably aren't going to retain Deonta Foreman. I hope I'm wrong. But I definitely would love for them to keep both because I would love to see a running back room of Sanders, Foreman, Hubbard, and Raheem Blackshear. You can have Raheem Blackshear on special teams, you know? But like I said, Miles Sanders, 4 years. And like I said, young guy, only 25 years old. So I like it. I like it. I mean, he's put up a lot of numbers for the Philadelphia Eagles, but I like it. Like I said, my only thing is just, little less size, but I'm not going to turn down somebody that just recently played in a Super Bowl. I'm just saying. Kevin says, Miles Sanders is a great running back. Yes. I really wanted Josh Jacobs, though, because Josh Jacobs is a little bigger and a better overall back for sure. Yeah, but I don't blame the Raiders I think the Raiders franchise tagged him, if I remember correctly, and I don't blame them. That is somebody they definitely don't want to let go. I would have liked Jamal Williams as well, but like I said, I am not mad with Miles Sanders. I am not mad about that at all. I can definitely dig Miles Sanders. Why not? Let's see. But yeah, some good signings. Adam Thielen did work out today did meet with the Panthers today. A deal hasn't been set yet, but he's still an option. Hopefully they'll be able to lock up Adam Thielen for experience. I think he still has much playing time left in his career. Kevin says, and I like the new tight end, Hayden Hurst. Yeah, I like him too. Pass catching, can block, has playoff experience. I like the addition too. The wide receiver could be the hardest part of this whole situation. Well, names are starting to dwindle down because, Juju Smith-Schuster is off the table. Jacoby Myers is off the table now. I mean, they could still lock down a DJ Shark. They could still, I guess they could still do an Odell Beckham Jr., but I'm not really feeling that. They could still do a Miracle Hardman. They could still do that. I think Allen Robinson is seeking a trade as well. I mean, I don't know exactly what they could get for him, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they may consider. So looking at who's still available, let's see. Adam is older now, but I liked him when he first started the league. Yeah, 32 years old. Yeah, he's starting to get up there. He's definitely starting to get up there. We might get Tyreek Hill. Wait. What? Really? I thought he was with the Dolphins. Or are they trying to get rid of Tyreek Hill or something? Oh, I was about to say, don't even play like that. What the heck? Because I'd totally be all for that. Dude played in the Super Bowl. Cole Davis said, I think wide receivers for next year. Nicole is the next Ted Ginn. Yeah. Kevin says, I really miss Brandon LaFell. He was amazing and no one talked about him. Brandon LaFell had some highlights, but not exactly a star wide receiver. But he had some highlights. He had some nice highlights. Yeah, he did have some nice highlights. But I mean, there is Kenny Golladay, which, Kenny Golladay, Adam Thielen, definitely don't want Robbie Anderson. Nelson Aguilar, nah. I think if they can lock up a DJ Chark, I mean, Jarvis Landry, I don't know. I know Jarvis Landry's a little bit younger, but Rashard Perryman, maybe. Maybe. And I think I heard word that Paris Campbell, I think is somebody that Frank Reich might be interested in. Paris Campbell. Robbie, that was funny. He was not good, not big enough. Well, the last time he was good was when we had Teddy Bridgewater, because he did go over 1,000 yards receiving, which he didn't do for the first time until he got to Carolina. So, I mean, at least he has that. Quell Davis says, what do you think about the new cornerback? New cornerback? What new cornerback? Did we pick up a cornerback? I know we picked up a safety in Von Bell, but I don't remember us picking up a cornerback unless I missed something. Oh, Von Bell. Yeah, Von Bell's a safety. Yeah, he's a safety. Yeah, he's a safety. Kevin says, I want Wes Welker and Jerry. Wow. Von Bell. I thought he was a corner too. I don't believe so. Not only that, like, I could understand the idea of getting a Von Bell. Yeah, he's safety. He's safety. But at least it helps with the idea of moving Jeremy Chin to linebacker, especially with us going to a 3-4. Ernest Capu, welcome to the stream. Andy Dalton, yes. Yesterday we did sign Andy Dalton. Will be backup veteran quarterback. And I guess will pretty much be a mentor to whoever we end up drafting. But wow, Miles Sanders, a 4-year deal. A 4-year deal. But yeah. Kevin says, so are we a playoff team next season or no? Hopefully right. Yes, bro, because our division because of our division. Well, I mean, looking at how the division's looking, I will say this, and I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but next season we should have no problem sweeping the Bucks. We should have no problem sweeping the Bucks next season. If we don't sweep the Bucks next season, something's wrong. They just got Baker Mayfield a 1 year. If we don't sweep the Bucks next season, this coming season, something's wrong. KT, welcome to the stream. Miles Sanders is a top 10, 15 back. Yeah. Not only that, just recently played in the Super Bowl. Had career highs in rushing yards and touchdowns last season. So he's been on a roll. Kevin says not with Tom Brady still on there. Like I said, I'm gonna wait until OTAs and training camp to see if Tom Brady shows up. If he doesn't show up, that means he really is retired. Because I don't believe him. I don't believe he's really retired yet. Not falling for that yet. If he's not there come OTAs, training camp, all that, then I'll believe he's really retired. But yeah, these are quite the additions, y'all. I have to say, with between these three, I was really happy with the Hayden Hurst signing. I mean, 3-year deal got us a all-around tight end that can catch and can block. And I still think with him, Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble, I think giving that tight end lineup some help, I think that really will help make the tight ends better. Are you excited for next season overall? Yeah, I'm always excited. Got to get hype. A good tight end too. The best we have had. The best we've had since Greg Olsen. Had to throw that in there. Quell Davis, how about that GM? Scott Fitterer, yeah, he's going to work. He is going to work. But couple of things to keep an eye out for. But like I said, with free agent wide receivers currently, I mean, Kenny Golladay, Adam Thielen, Robbie Anderson, Nelson Aguilar, DJ Chark, Randall Cobb, although I think Randall Cobb might be landing somewhere soon. Kevin says, I knew he would be good because he worked with Pete Carroll in Seattle. Yes, he did. Actually got a Super Bowl with Seattle. So, yeah. Jordy Nelson could come here. He used to be great. No. Let's see. And like I said, Marquise Goodwin, Bashard Perryman, McCall Hardman. Like I said, word is they may be talking to Paris Campbell from Indy. It's a young guy. But yeah, those are some names that are on this list. Odell Beckham Jr., but I don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening. But and it also looks like Aaron Rodgers is on his way to the New York Jets. Which that will be quite interesting. Does OBJ cost too much? Last time I checked, I think he wants at least 20 mil. So I think he probably would cost a good amount, Quell Davis, because we have to also remember OBJ is still a great wide receiver, and he finally won a Super Bowl, and he's put up great numbers. The main thing is just his health, and does kind of have an attitude. He's kind of a diva, but he can put up the stats, and he has a Super Bowl. But my main concern is his health and just the overall chemistry. Kevin says, could we get Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase? No. And Cincinnati and Philadelphia would be idiots to let go of either of those two. They would be dumb to let go of Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith. Shoot. While it would be nice to have, yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that happening. Would be nice, but they would be fools to let them go. Quell Davis says, do we still have Josh Norman? No, we don't. I would want them to be honest, maybe for free even. Yeah, no. Let's see. But yes, Josh Norman is not with the team anymore. And who knows? Maybe they might consider. I don't know if they may consider bringing him back. I don't know. It's not like he played much. It's not like he played much for Carolina. Have a good night. Just wanted to check out the news. Thanks for stopping by, Kevin. We'll see you next time. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm very interesting to see what happens with the wide receivers. But I was looking at Twitter. I was looking at shout out to Panthers Culture on Twitter. I was looking at the base offense and base defense, the potentially. And on offense, it kind of looks like, your offensive line, of course, Equanuit, left tackle, Christensen, left guard, Bozeman at center, Corbett at right guard, Moton at right tackle, Hayden Hurst starting tight end. And then the wide receivers, Terrace Marshall Jr., Shi Smith, Laviska Shenault. Quarterback would either be C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, depending on who we draft. And the running back, Miles Sanders. It's a start, but like I said, I think it'll get better. And then base defense, since the base defense will be a 3-4, we're looking at the 3 being DeShawn Williams, Shai Tuttle in the middle, and Derek Brown. So those are the 3. And then the 4 being Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, Shaq Thompson, Frankie Luvu, which I think you could definitely work with that. Cornerbacks, J.C. Horn, C.J. Henderson. Safeties, Xavier Woods, Von Bell. I don't know how I feel about that. Just with the secondary, just like I said, C.J. Henderson just, That's the only thing with that. I just probably definitely look at a picking up a cornerback, perhaps. But yeah, I definitely really like how they've been doing so far. I like how they've been doing so far. Oh, snap. Well, PJ Walker is gone. He's going to the Chicago Bears. PJ Walker reached an agreement, and he's going to be backing up Justin Fields. So PJ Walker is out. He's going to the Bears. Quell Davis. Oh, PJ Walker's your guy? Yeah, I feel you. I mean, PJ had some good highlights, but I mean, you know, I'm not shocked. But I mean, PJ had some highlights. I will give him that. PJ definitely made the best Hail Mary throw I've ever seen. Like, for somebody that's not a well-known quarterback, PJ Walker threw a legit bomb to DJ Moore in that first Falcons game. That's probably the best highlight of last season. Even in defeat, that had to have been the best highlight. And that goes to show that PJ Walker does have an arm. Say what y'all want negative about PJ Walker, but that man has an arm. KT says the Bears trade looks better now that we have some weapons. Just need wide receivers. Yeah, and I think that will definitely get addressed between free agency and the draft. So I'm confident. Good record as a backup for us. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes said it was best throw of the year. Oh, and that's a big deal. For him to say that, that's a really big deal. Hey, Austin Jug, welcome to the stream. I'm doing fine. How are you doing? Let's see. But yeah, PJ Walker to the Bears. Looks like Darius Slay may be re-signing with the Eagles. Looks like they might have a fresh deal for him. Dartmouth, welcome to the stream. Miles Sanders is a great weapon. No? Yes, I agree. I was just shocked because I did not think we would end up signing him. I was just really, really shocked. I did not see that coming, but I am all for it. 4-year deal, and is only 25 years old. You know, a little smaller, but still, he just played in the Super Bowl and just had, you know, career rushing yards and touchdowns last season. So I dig it. Jax DeRippa, welcome to the stream. Darius Slay wants a trade. He wants a trade? Really? I don't know. Adam Schefter just updated that a source saying that he's expected to stay with the Eagles and that a new deal could be in the works. So I don't know. That was just updated 18 minutes ago. Orlando Brown Jr. is going to the Bengals. Ooh, wow. Bengals strengthening their offensive line. Wow. Austin says, I'm doing great. My first Bible study went well. Hey, glad to hear. Glad to hear. That's good. Good to hear. But oh man. So apparently Georgia defensive lineman Jalen Carter couldn't finish his position drills due to breathing heavily and cramping up. Apparently, he showed up 9 pounds heavier at his pro day than he was at the combine, and he declined to run a 40. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe that affects his. It might affect his draft stock. I don't know, but that's not cool. Hope he's okay. That's all I can say is hope he's okay. Wow. But and since it is Wednesday, the trade for the first round pick is official. It is official. Carolina Panthers own the number 1 pick in the first round. Mario Tedder, welcome to the stream. Who would you like as our quarterback with the first overall pick? You know what? At first, I was very open to like anybody, but after doing some research and really, really thinking about it, I think being the fact that we have the number 1 pick, I think we got to go either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. I will accept either of those two. Anthony Richardson, I would have considered if we were still like at number 9 or lower. And apparently, Will Levis doesn't seem to be a favorite among folks. So there's that. Austin says that sounds scary. Oh, about what Jalen Carter went through? Yeah, it is pretty scary. Jax the Ripper said we could trade back to 3 and get D-Hop and some picks. Now, I know, the trading back is an option, definitely, and that's been talked about. Jax the Ripper, here's the thing. Looking at what they used to get that number 1 pick, like, I really think they got to go with their guy. And if they have somebody in mind, I think they got to go in on it. And if you trade back, there's still a chance that you may not get the guy that you really want. So there is that risk. Although D-Hop and, some extra picks, like I said, maybe the idea of trading with, either the Texans or the Cardinals, definitely is an intriguing idea. But the thing is, we know the Texans are pretty much going to get a quarterback. You know what I mean? So it's like, I really feel, and I'm leaning towards Carolina just staying put at number 1 and just get their guy. Like, they can get their guy 100%. They don't have to wonder. They don't have to think. They get dibs, and they don't have to worry about somebody, sweeping the rug from under them. And being that we haven't been in this position since 2011, I think we definitely got to go in on this. But I'm not 100% against the idea because it is an intriguing idea. It is, Jax the Ripper. It is an intriguing idea that could be a benefit and that could still work out for us. Austin says, I'm going to go now. God bless you. Have a great night. God bless you too. Thanks for stopping by and checking in. Good to see you. But, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm thinking we're going to go either Stroud or Bryce Young with that first pick. So, which like I said, I'm okay with either. Oh, and Miles Hartsfield will be a free agent as well, if I didn't specify that last time. But How do y'all feel about Jamal Williams, 3-year deal to the Saints? Three-year deal to the Saints. Jax the Ripper says the Cards not getting a quarterback. Yeah, I understand that. But the Texans are. The Texans are. So I'm just saying, you're still taking a chance that we may not get exactly the guy, or at least that they might not get the guy that they really want. Because moving up, being able to move up from 9 to number 1, like I would think you got to have a high idea of who you want to get at that number 1 pick. Because otherwise, why make that move? Now, like I said, I'm okay with either. Now, from what I'm hearing, a lot of people are favoring Stroud. A lot of the analysts are favoring Stroud over Bryce Young. So, I mean, how do y'all feel? Like, if y'all had to choose one, who would y'all choose? Or are you okay with either? Because here's the thing. Like, there are so many instances where we'll get somebody where we could have had somebody else, and then folks will be like, oh, this is why we should have gotten this person. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. But like I said, I'm not 100% against the idea. John Elite, welcome to the stream. Any update on Aaron Rodgers? The word is that he wants to play for the Jets. That's what the word is. So I think they're just working out the logistics. King D, welcome to the stream. Who's your team coming to support the channel? Carolina Panthers. I'm a North Carolinian, so what's weird is I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, but for basketball, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. Weird, isn't it? Really, really weird. Carolina Panthers, cool. Yes. But yeah, like, I don't know, folks in the chat, do y'all have a preference between Stroud and Young? Do y'all have a preference? I just know from a lot of the people that I've heard from in previous streams and just on social media, a lot of folks are favoring Stroud over Young. And I think the one thing that stands out is the size difference. But I mean, Bryce Young did win a national title. So, I mean, hey, John Elite says, what do you think of Dallas with Kyrie so far? They're putting up points, but if you ask me, I think Jason Kidd sucks as a coach. Great as a player, but I don't think he's that good of a coach. King D says, I'm from Ohio, so definitely CJ Stroud. Gotcha. Yeah, as a matter of fact, King D, I've actually gotten the chance last year. I got a chance to visit Ohio State University for a tech conference. Beautiful campus. But yeah, I got a chance to go to the Ohio State University. Jax the Ripper said, I'm a Bama fan, so either of them are cool with me. Oh, okay. Crimson Tide in the house. All right, I see you. John Elite says, I miss Rick Carlisle as their coach. Yeah, Rick Carlisle, while he has a lot of victories under his belt and, was the coach when they won the championship, I felt like he started to fade. And I felt like, it was time for a change. But definitely Rick Carlisle did a great job with the Mavs and coached the championship team. So, yeah, I like Rick Carlisle. Mario Tedder says, number 1, Bryce Young. Number 2, Anthony Richardson. Number 3, CJ Stroud. Number 4, Will Levis. Now, I know a lot of people mention Anthony Richardson, But I'm hearing not a lot of people really see Anthony Richardson as worthy of the, number one overall pick. But a lot say that he has the highest ceiling compared to the other quarterbacks in the draft. And, he is the biggest of those four. But I don't know. And I know a lot of people want to say, well, Alabama quarterbacks and Ohio State quarterbacks are never successful in the NFL. But, I mean, are we basing that solely off of a superstition? I mean, because at some point, I truly believe that curse is going to break. But yeah, I mean, the idea that I thought about with Anthony Richardson, I don't know. I don't know if he's worthy of the number one pick. Mario says, since you said that, then I'm going to change and put Anthony Richardson as number one. But seriously, do you seriously believe that he's worthy of the number one overall pick, though? Like, seriously. And it's okay if you feel that way. It's totally fine. But yeah, like what are your honest thoughts? Let's see. Let's see. Jax the Ripper says SEC is like NFL Junior. Young has taken some big hits and haven't had a lot of injuries. That is true. That is true. That is a very good point. Mario says, yeah, molding a quarterback is a coach's job, and we have plenty of great coaches on our staff. That is true. Very good point, Mario. Very good point. You are definitely not wrong about that. Let's see. Mac Jones has been decent. Mac Jones had a good rookie season. His sophomore year, he's kind of fallen off. Just a little. He's kind of fallen off a little in his sophomore season. Just a little. But, I mean, only his second year, about to enter his third year. But I think he had a great first year. But he has taken a little bit of a bump down in 2022. But, still a lot of room, still very young. He's only 24 years old. So, I mean, there's still a lot for him to improve on. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's an article on here. Hold up. But yeah, looking at a recap of a lot of these. So looking at a recap of these signings from the Panthers. So ESPN actually graded the signing of Miles Sanders a C minus. Interesting. Let's read what it says. So it says, because, remember, it's a 4-year, $25 million deal. They gave it a C minus. It says, and I quote, on the surface, Sanders looks like an efficient running back, averaging 5.0 yards per carry over his 4-year career. But playing on the Eagles, who ranked second in run block win rate last season and have a rushing quarterback in Jalen Hurts, helps boost those numbers. Using NFL Next Gen Stats expected rush yards, a model based on the positioning and movement of every player at the time of handoff, we can see he's just okay and not exceptional. Ooh. Sanders has averaged 0.4 yards over expectation per carry in each of the past 3 seasons. That's not terrible, but it's half of what Deonta Foreman, who had 0.8, achieved with the Panthers last season. Foreman will almost surely get paid less than this. Paying $6.25 million per year on a 4-year deal is not a huge amount of money in general, but it's all relative. Sanders just doesn't add a ton of value over players who can be had for cheaper. If Carolina is paying for last year's touchdown total 11, that is a mistake. Oof. Ouch. What this means for the 2023 draft says the Panthers need offensive help, and Sanders helps, but continuing to add playmakers is a high priority. After trading up number 1 pick, the Panthers still own 6 selections and have holes at quarterback, receiver, and tight end, although they did pick up Hayden Hurst. Carolina will take a signal caller at the top of the draft and then could look to address its gaping hole at wideout down the board, like Josh Downs from North Carolina, Rashee Rice from SMU, Cedric Tillman from Tennessee could be possibilities. Jax the Ripper says, what's the Jets doing with Zach Wilson? Ooh, yeah, Zach Wilson showed some promise, but then he just bombed, unfortunately. Mario says, going to sleep, people. Y'all be safe. All righty, rest well. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, the Commanders are bringing in Jacoby Brissett. Oh, so Jacoby Brissett to the Commanders. Fletcher Cox is staying with the Eagles. And like I said, Jamal Williams to the Saints. Wow, so the Saints are going to have Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams? Ooh, that could be double trouble. That could be double trouble. Patriots getting Juju Smith-Schuster. I saw that. Bucks are bringing back Levante David. Vikings signing Byron Murphy Jr. The Bucks are getting Baker Mayfield. Let me look at what the grade says for the Eagles are keeping James Bradbury. Man, the Cowboys are getting Stephon Gilmore. Goodness gracious, I wish we still could have kept Stephon Gilmore. The Jets are getting Alan Lazard. Oh, no wonder. They're trying to make the pickup of Aaron Rodgers, speak volumes to Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Let's see. And the Raiders are getting Jacoby Myers? Oh, man. So they're going to have Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams? Whoo-wee. Oh, my goodness. And they got Jimmy Garoppolo? Dang, the Raiders are trying to make moves. Let's see. I'm trying to see what they got on. Dang, it doesn't show it on here. Dolphins getting Jalen Ramsey? Like, whew, goodness gracious. Oh yeah, Robert Woods is off of the table because Robert Woods is going to the Texans. Yeah, Texans. So Jax the Ripper says Alvin about to be railroaded with that charge from Vic. Oh yeah. You know what? I totally forgot about that. Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So Jamal Williams, potentially the replacement. Yeah. Yeah, fair point. Okay, here's a Panther specific. So Panther specific for their current signings where it comes to free agency. So a little bit more in depth with Miles Sanders. So it says what it means for the Panthers. About Miles Sanders. It says the Panthers have locked up for 4 years a young, dynamic running back who can help in the running and passing game. And they've added another piece to the puzzle to take pressure off whichever quarterback they select with the top pick. Sanders was a key piece in the Eagles' high-scoring offense last season, rushing for 1,269 yards. As a rookie in 2019, he caught 50 passes for 509 yards and 3 touchdowns when his position coach was Deuce Staley, now with the Panthers. Oh, that is true. That is true. He has worked with Deuce Staley. And look at that. He's going to be right back with Deuce Staley. Wow, I didn't even think of that. Good call. Sanders will make a great double threat with Chuba Hubbard, and Carolina still hasn't ruled out keeping power back Deonta Foreman, last year's leading rusher, according to a source with knowledge of the situation. What's the risk? Nothing but upside on this one. Whether it's the top pick of the draft or veteran Andy Dalton, Sanders will provide a weapon that will keep the quarterback from feeling pressure to win games on his own. That he's approaching his prime and under contract for 4 seasons also shows the flexibility Scott Fitterer has to build a roster financially around a rookie quarterback contract. Good call. Good call. Okay. DeShawn Williams, that defensive tackle. What this means, the starting defensive front in Carolina's new 3-4 scheme is now set, with Williams likely playing in opposite of Derek Brown and Shai Tuttle, who reached a deal early in free agency, will anchor the nose tackle spot. Williams can also play tackle when Carolina goes to 4-3. But the 30-year-old who grew up a few hours away in central South Carolina and attended Clemson was brought here because of his much-needed experience at end in the 3-4 system. He played last season for Ejiro Evero, our defensive coordinator, when he was with the Denver Broncos. The only risk, it says Williams' age, which he is 30 years old, is the only drawback. He's not a long-term solution, but he's like some of the older vets whose senior defensive coordinator Dom Capers brought in to play the 3-4 when he was the first head coach of the Panthers in 1995. Having experience in that scheme gives him tremendous upside as Carolina moves from the 3-4, and he'll be able to help bring along young ends in the system. Hey, I love it. Veteran experience. Hayden Hurst. All right. Remember, Hayden Hurst, 3-year, $21.75 million contract, $13 million guaranteed. All right. What this means, the Panthers weren't willing to touch the top of the market for a receiving threat at tight end, but they made a nice mid-level pickup in Hurst. The former South Carolina star hasn't flourished like many thought he would when the Ravens selected him in the first round of the 2018 draft. Carolina will be his 4th team in 6 seasons, But he has been productive, catching 52 passes for the Bengals last season and 56 for the Falcons in 2020. Carolina will consider a tight end in the draft, but Hurst lessens the urgency and will give their to be named first round pick a big 6'4" target. What's the risk? The big question is why Hurst hasn't risen to the level of the top tight ends in the NFL, at least enough to keep him in one place. Otherwise, the risk is low on a player who is an upgrade as a receiver over Tommy Tremble and Ian Thomas. He is still relatively young, only 29 years old, and has time to turn things around. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but Hayden Hurst could be the next Mr. Reliable if it goes well. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it does go well. Let's see. We should cut. Jax the Ripper said we should cut Ian Thomas. Well, it could possibly happen, especially if they do pick up a tight end in the draft. But I don't know. Because, I mean, he's still great for his blocking ability, especially in the run game. So, if anything, they may go with a set of Hurst and Tremble potentially as the starting tight ends and bring Ian on maybe some jumbo packages for some extra blocking. They could still do that. And I do remember they did keep Stephon Sullivan as well. So, it could happen. It could definitely happen. All right, Andy Dalton. 2-year, $10 million deal, $8 million fully guaranteed. Okay, Andy Dalton. What it means says the Panthers couldn't have found a much better veteran to help bring along whoever they select with the top pick of the draft between C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. Andy Dalton, 35 years old, is toward the end of his career. So he's ready to accept being a mentor as he has been the past few years. He was signed by the New Orleans Saints last year to help bring along Jameis Winston before an injury to Winston forced him to be the starter for 14 games. He's accurate and makes good decisions. If the first pick isn't ready for the opener, Dalton gives Carolina a quarterback capable of winning week 1. I got mixed feelings about that. Because I'm not a fan of Andy Dalton, to be honest with y'all. I'm not a fan of Andy Dalton. What's the risk? It says, like their earlier moves, not much. If anything, Dalton feels like an upgrade over Sam Darnold and others Carolina was interested in. And unlike the others, Dalton is all right with being a backup. He could be to this year's number 1 draft pick what Derek Anderson was to Cam Newton after the Panthers made him the top pick of the 2011 draft. That draft, by the way, is where Dalton was selected in the 2nd round by the Cincinnati Bengals, which is true. But like I said, I mean, he was brought on to be pretty much the backup veteran. So that's what I expect it to be. So that's what I'm thinking with Andy Dalton. Like I said, not really a fan of, but I can understand what his role will be with Carolina. So that I can understand. Bradley Bozeman, which is a re-signing, but I mean, technically, he's being brought back out of free agency. 3-year, $18 million deal. What it means that the starting offensive line that helped the Panthers rank 5th in the NFL in rushing over the final 12 games last season, is under contract. That whichever quarterback Carolina selects with the top pick will have a proven veteran group not only to protect him, but to provide a running game that will take pressure off him. The general manager, Scott Fitterer, has fulfilled one of his offseason priorities. And that's one thing that is great because Carolina also has the opportunities to have their offensive line move into the top 10 next season. I mean, they did their part in retaining everybody. We know that Brady Christensen and Austin Corbett are still, healing from injuries, but thankfully that's what this offseason is for. And hopefully they will be good to go, hopefully by training camps and OTAs. But if not, hopefully they'll be good to go come week 1. What's the risk? None. The Panthers made it clear they wanted Bozeman back, and Bozeman made it clear he wanted to return. It's not a break-the-bank type deal that would prevent Carolina from strengthening the rest of the roster. Plus, Bozeman in a short time already has had a big impact on the community through his foundation. And like I said, bringing back Bradley Bozeman was one of my big priorities in the offseason. So great job, Scott Fitterer. Great job, Carolina Panthers organization, for bringing back Bradley Bozeman. A great signing. All right, let's move on to safety Von Bell. Von Bell. What it means. The Panthers now have the flexibility to move 2020 second-round pick Jeremy Chinn closer to the line of scrimmage, where he was much of his rookie season when he played more linebacker than safety, which he did well. Chinn didn't have an interception or a fumble recovery last season at safety. He had only 1 sack. With the move to a 3-4 scheme, Chinn could be used more in zone blitz situations like the Steelers used to use Troy Polamalu. Bell gives Carolina a more traditional safety and playmaker. He had 4 interceptions in 2022. Jax the Ripper said, we still have Derek Brown and Cade Mays. Wait, offensive. Oh, I think do you mean Deontay Brown? Is that who you were talking about? And yes, Cade Mays. I think Cade Mays will definitely continue to grow. I think he will definitely continue to grow. The only thing with Deontay Brown, he's got to get his weight under control. That's the only thing. If he can get his weight down, I think Deontay Brown could end up being a sleeper, but he's got to get his weight under control. That's the only thing. I think he showed 1 or 2 flashes, especially in the run game when they did put him in. But I really think he's got to get his weight under control. If he can do that, I'm all for it. Okay, what's the risk with Von Bell? Not much. The former Ohio State star is a playmaker in his own right with 15 forced fumbles, 9.5 sacks, and 6 interceptions since the Saints made him a second-round pick in 2016. Okay. He carried it at Bama. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that's why I haven't given up on him, because I really feel like he has potential. I definitely do. But if he could just get his weight under control, I think he'll do fine. Hope to see him in the preseason. I hope he gets a lot of reps though. Okay, Shy Tuttle, nose tackle. 3-year, $19.5 million contract, $13 million guaranteed. Okay, what it means. The Panthers are on their way to solidifying the defensive front for their new 3-4 scheme. Tuttle, 6'3", 300 pounds, likely will play nose tackle as the 3-4 system requires the tackle and 2 ends to eat up blocks so the outside edge rushers can pressure the quarterback. This also means Tuttle gets to come home. He grew up about 68 miles from Charlotte in Midway, North Carolina. What's the risk? Not a lot. Tuttle is relatively inexpensive when it comes to defensive linemen, but he fits the style that senior defensive consultant Dom Capers looked for when he shopped for bargains in 1995 as the head coach of the Panthers while putting together a 3-4 scheme. The big money typically goes to the outside linebackers, and this perhaps gives Carolina flexibility to extend the deal of Brian Burns as he enters his 5th year of his rookie deal. 5th year that, the Panthers did pick up. So yeah. And I think that's everybody. That's everybody for now. But yeah, I know there's still a lot of wondering what the next move is going to be for Carolina, especially when it comes to offense and weapons and such. I really do believe I could see them potentially grabbing a cornerback, whether it's in the draft or in free agency. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. But there's still a lot of names available. So we just really got to see what they decide to do next. But it should be really interesting. But man, it's been quite a day today for free agency and such. Corey Tansen, welcome to the stream. Hello. Jax the Ripper says he was looking good last preseason until he got hurt. Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. But I'm definitely ready for Corey says I like the Miles Sanders signing. I do too. I was just really shocked by it because I didn't see that one coming. I really didn't see that one coming, to be honest with you. And don't forget, it was said that they haven't ruled out bringing back Deontay Foreman. Just, the deal hasn't been accepted yet. So maybe they're still working on it, but it's not completely out of the picture yet. But right now, looking at what's happened so far, Corey says he's not McCaffrey, but he's good. And while I do like Christian McCaffrey, I mean, Panthers, they kind of ran him into the ground. I mean, you gotta keep it real. They did run him into the ground. Sanders was amazing with Philly. Oh, absolutely. Just recently played in the Super Bowl. What are we doing with Dalton? So Andy Dalton was brought on to be the veteran backup. So he brings that veteran experience, but he's going to be the backup to whoever we draft. And the idea is if whoever we draft, if he's not ready to go day one, week one, then Andy Dalton would pretty much start. And like I said, I'm not a fan of Andy Dalton, but I can understand what his role will be. That I can understand. Corey says Hurst is good. He reminds me of Greg Olson. Well, he hasn't quite reached that level yet, but he still has time. He still has time. I mean, can run, he can catch, he can block. Definitely is an upgrade at tight end for us. I will say that. He is an upgrade at tight end. He's not a big upgrade, but he is an upgrade. Panthers need receivers. Yes. Yes, agreed. Jax the Ripper said Austin Eckler is available. Wait, wasn't it that he wasn't it something about he wanted to be traded or something like that? Oh, yeah. So the Chargers have given Austin Eckler permission to seek a trade. Okay. So he has permission to seek a trade. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, Austin Eckler, I mean, hey, had a pretty dang on good season last season. 915 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns. He's definitely improved last two seasons with the Chargers. So hey, he's kind of small, but hey, I mean, he's put up some great stats. Corey says DJ Moore was a hit. Do you think the Panthers gave a lot for their first pick? No. And let me tell you why. So let's review, Corey. We swapped number 1 picks with the Bears. So they got our 9. We got their number 1 for this year. We gave up one of our seconds. Let's see. We gave up first round of 2024, second round of 2025, and DJ Moore. So, in all honesty, I don't think we gave up as much as it could have been. So, and not to mention, Panthers should sign Adam Thielen. It could happen. He visited, so it could happen. But my thing is, while I miss DJ Moore, I mean, it's not like we lost a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, or a Justin Jefferson. I mean, I could see if we had lost somebody like that. But, I mean, while DJ Moore played well for the Panthers, I mean, he's not quite in the same league as a Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, or Justin Jefferson. I'm just keeping it real. So that's the only thing. But let's see. Corey says, do you want Stroud over Young? I'm okay. Personally, I'm okay with either. Yeah, I can't say that I have a preference. Jax the Ripper says we should sign Chark. Oh yeah, DJ Chark. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be against it. I would not be against it at all. DJ Chark, I'm down. Corey says, I think Young is better. Oh, really? Well, he did win a national championship. So, I mean, like I said, the only thing that I've really heard is that he's small. He's, the smaller of the other quarterbacks. Thielen would be a great pickup. It would be nice veteran experience with the wide receiving core for the Carolina Panthers. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. He seems to have some play left. He is getting up in age, but like I said, he brings a lot of experience. I mean, 6'2", 200 pounds. Corey says Panthers need an offensive line to block Sanders. What are you talking about? They already have an offensive line. They just re-signed Bradley Bozeman to a 3-year deal to seal the offensive line. Everybody else is still contracted. Yeah, we got a good offensive line. Our offensive line did good last season. Jax the Ripper said, sign Chark, trade back to 3, and get D-Hop and some picks. It won't matter which quarterback we get. Well, here's the thing. We may feel that way as far as, it not mattering which quarterback we get, but the scouts and the coaches and those closer might feel otherwise. They may feel otherwise. And if they see something that we don't see, I would rather take their word. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing. That's my only thing with that. Because the only thing I'll say is, while I'm okay with either, there has to be a reason why one is favored over the other. There has to be a reason why one is favored over the other. They have Bozeman. He's good. Yes, he did really good. What do you think of Von Bell? I think Von Bell is a great addition. Now we can put Von Bell and Xavier Woods at the 2 safety positions and move Jeremy Chin to linebacker. We can move him to linebacker. So there's that. Frank Reich is a good head coach. Yeah, I mean, he's got the record, he's got the experience, especially playoff experience. So there is that. They are saying Young is too small. Oh, Bryce Young? Well, I mean, they have him listed at. So let me see something. I mean, they have Bryce Young at 6 feet, 194 pounds. He's 6 feet, 194 pounds. CJ Stroud, 6'3", 214 pounds. I think I'll go ahead and I guess bring him up. Will Levis, 6'4", 232 pounds. And then Anthony Richardson, who I think is the biggest, 6'4", 232. So yeah. So I mean, yeah, Bryce Young would be the smaller of the four. Corey says, I love Frankie Louvu and Brandon Burns. I think you mean Brian Burns. But yeah, they're great. They are great. Corey says, the coach I wanted for the Panthers they didn't get, but Frank Reich is good. Who did you originally want? Who did you originally want? Oh, you wanted Jim Harbaugh? Would have been nice. It would have been nice. It definitely would have been nice. Wilkes. Well, I would have been okay with Steve Wilkes if we would have made the playoffs last season. Because if you ask me, if we had made the playoffs last season, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. But at least he did a better job than Matt Rule. That's really all I can say. But it remains to be seen if he will ever be a great head coach. It still remains to be seen. Jax the Ripper. Young usually play around 180. He just added some weight to weigh in at the combine. Oh, okay. Well, shoot. Keep on eating more McDonald's and stuff. Get that weight up. I mean, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Get that weight up. Eat more McDonald's and Pizza Hut and all that. I don't know. I'm not the one to really look to for advice with that, but Shi Smith is good. Shi Smith, I don't know. Like, I had high hopes that he would explode, but Shi Smith, and he's entering his third year, so I mean, there's potential that he can, that he can blow up. And he showed some flashes, but I need to see more from Shi Smith. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. I need to see more from him. Laviska Shenault definitely showed some flashes for us. I thought he was a good signing that came in and made an impact. But he's another one. Played well for Jacksonville, I will say that. But he's another one. Need to see more. Need to see more. Jax the Ripper said, I wanted Wilkes because he a West Charlotte alumni like I. I mean, well, I don't blame you for feeling that way. I don't blame you. Definitely, I'm a sucker for North Carolinians because, I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. But my only thing is, while he did do some good things last season, his overall head coaching record is 9-19. So, yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, showed some flashes, but a head coaching record of 9-19 isn't exactly attracting. That's it's not exactly an attractive record. Corey says, I see the Panthers kept Shaq Thompson and Johnny Hecker. Well, Johnny Hecker was signed to a multi-year deal, and Shaq Thompson, they just reworked his deal. And they did restructure Johnny Hecker's contract. But Corey says Panthers shouldn't let Horn leave. Wait, J.C. Horn is still on his rookie contract. He's not going anywhere. He's still on his rookie contract. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's going to be here. He's going to be here. Main thing is he just has to stay healthy. That's the main thing. He's got to stay healthy. That's really what it comes down to. Who is winning with Josh Rosen? What team is he on anyway? Oh, the Vikings. Well, wait a minute. Aren't they keeping Kirk Cousins? I thought they were they're still trying to keep Kirk Cousins with the Vikings. But I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But hey, at least I'm happy that Steve Wilkes was able to get hired as defensive coordinator over with the Niners. I got a coworker that's a Niners fan, so yeah. Corey says, do you think Matt Corral is going to be traded? Personally, I hope not, because I think he does deserve a chance to compete. But, I mean, if they can get something out of it that will help, then I'm all for it. But if it was up to me, I would say no. I'd give them a chance to compete. But if they do trade him and get, a pick out of it or whatnot, then, I'll deal. My whole thing is he is coming off of a Liz Frank injury, which is not easy to come back from. That is not easy to come back from. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. Sam Darnold was good for the Panthers, and he did okay last season, but nah, definitely not good for the Panthers, Corey. Jax the Ripper said, Wilkes' quarterbacks have been terrible. Yeah, and so it has his decision-making been. And there was evidence of his decision-making last season. Look at the loss to the Steelers. Look at the loss to the Ravens. Loss to the Rams. Loss to the Bengals. And especially the loss to the second meeting with the Bucs. Good coaches make adjustments. When you have somebody that will literally say, if we don't have to pass the ball, we can just run it all game, so be it. That's not good coaching. A one-dimensional offense will not get you the win every time. A one-dimensional offense will fail. There's a reason why we were near the bottom in passing. And not only that, for somebody that was a defensive-minded head coach, we had no business giving up over 200 yards receiving to one player on 3 deep touchdowns on the same side of the field. A big part of that is on Steve Wilks. Plain and simple as that. He is not good at making adjustments. And he is the head coach. Not to mention, I say once again, if he is such a good head coach, then why the heck did he not get hired anywhere else to be a head coach? Fact of the matter is, I love Steve Wilks as a defensive coordinator. He's a great defensive guy. Head coach doesn't seem that way. Otherwise, like I said, the only time he looked good in defeat was against the Falcons the first game. But as the head coach, you should have the ultimate say-so to overwrite or overrule any decision made by the offense or defensive coordinators. And being that no adjustments were made in the games that I mentioned, especially that second Bucs meeting, there's no excuse. We literally had to just win that game because we won the Saints game. We swept the Saints. We win that game. We're in the playoffs. We're not having this discussion. Fact of the matter is he didn't get the job done. Came close, didn't get it done. Did better than Matt Rule, still didn't get it done. Plain and simple as that. I think they should have kept PJ Walker. PJ Walker had some nice highlights, but PJ Walker was never going to end up being that guy. Joe Velasco, welcome to the stream. He was never going to end up being that guy. Plain and simple as that. Potential to be a solid backup, but PJ Walker was never going to be that guy. Corey says, I think about getting a Miles Sanders Panthers jersey. Avero will be a great addition as defensive coordinator. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a good hire, especially considering he helped coach a defense that was in the top 10 last season. So, yeah. So, but yeah. What is this? Joe Velasco says PJ Walker got signed by the Bears. Yes, he's going to the Bears to back up Justin Fields. Deuce Staley will help Sanders. Well, you got to remember, Corey, Deuce Staley has helped Sanders before back in Philly. So it's just a rekindling, I guess you could say. But yeah, they already have chemistry. Deuce Staley has coached them up before. So they're pretty much just reuniting. But anyway, I am very curious to see what numbers they end up giving our new players if they're not able to keep theirs. Corey says Sanders worked with Reich. He's also worked with Deuce Staley. Eagles, remember? He's also worked with Deuce Staley. Let's see. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what numbers they get. But I wish the best. I wish the best for PJ Walker though. Like I said, he made one of the best throws that I've seen last season. Just too bad it didn't end up being a victory like it should have been. Jax the Ripper said D'Angelo Hall will have the DB shutting down receiver. That's right. We do have D'Angelo Hall on our defensive coaching staff. That is true. Joe Valesco says, so Deonta Foreman is out. No, it hasn't been made official yet. He is not officially out of the running. They said that. He's not officially out, Joe Valesco, so it can still happen. Until he signs elsewhere or they just, don't get a deal through with however amount of time, it's still possible. You got to remember, they put a deal out on the table. It's just a matter of negotiation and, seeing what would happen. But nah, it's not completely out of the picture yet. Sanders and Foreman would be a great duo. Oh, not just them. Sanders, Foreman, Hubbard, Blackshear. I think that would be a solid running back room right there. Very solid. I think that'd be very solid. Shoot, I'd be down. Foreman is amazing. He was good with Atlanta. Oh, yeah, Deontay Foreman's really – I felt like he's done a great job with the Carolina Panthers, especially even previous seasons. And I think you mean Tennessee. He didn't play for Atlanta. He played for Tennessee. Corey says, I see the Eagles sign Perry to replace Sanders. Perry? Wait, are you talking about Rashad Perry? Is that who you talking about? Or Rashad Penny? Wait, who? Oh, Rashad Penny. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Sure did. Yep, he sure did. But I wonder. I was just thinking about something. Let me pull up the Tankathon. See if there were any other changes. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Houston has 2 picks in the first round. I forgot. Houston has 2 picks in the first round. Penny is not going to be no Sanders. Although his season with 2021, he actually did pretty good. 749 yards, rushing, 6 touchdowns. He did pretty decent in 2021, so it's not impossible. Joel, that would be great if Darius Slay, he got released. Do you think the Panthers can get him? Currently, the word is that they're possibly talking of a new deal to keep him because the the Eagles do want to keep him. So we'll have to wait and see. But the idea is that they are talking a new deal with Darius Slay. So it's not official yet. It's not official yet. But yeah, that's what the word is so far. Corey says, I wish the Panthers got Aaron Rodgers, but he's going to the Jets. Why? Why would you want Aaron Rodgers? Dude is old. That Aaron Rodgers is not a long-term option. He's not a long-term option. Nah, that would be a bad move. Going to get an Aaron Rodgers? Why? I want a franchise quarterback for years to come, not for one or 2 years, but for years to come. Corey says he's a good veteran to teach younger Stroud. But dude, he's going to be expensive. We're talking about a 2-time MVP. You know, we could not afford Aaron Rodgers. And like I said, getting up there in age and is not a long-term option. And there is no way Aaron Rodgers would come to no Carolina Panthers to be a backup. Come on now. No. Aaron Rodgers would not come to no Carolina Panther team and be a backup. Because you best believe he is not going to the Jets to be a backup. That man's a 2-time MVP. He ain't gonna be no backup. Not unless he's injured. No. Not to mention, excuse me. I forgot. 4-time MVP. I forgot. He was a 4-time MVP because I forgot 2011 and 2014. That dude is not going to be no dang on backup. I know McCown can teach Stroud or Young. He's a great quarterback coach. Well, that's the idea, being that, and what the word is that McCown really likes CJ Stroud. I think the word is Frank Reich and Josh McCown really like CJ Stroud. Owner David Tepper really likes Bryce Young. So there is that. But yeah. But like I said, I got to give Carolina credit. They've not only made some bold moves, they've made some really great moves. And I think David Tepper is learning his lesson from the last couple of seasons. I think he's definitely learning his lesson. So I got to give him credit. Yes, Joe Valesco. I corrected myself. 4-time MVP. I corrected myself. I did. I corrected myself. Oh, Miles Sanders even tweeted. Miles Sanders said, "What's good, Carolina?" Uh-oh. I see you. He even tweeted. Look at that. That's cool. Corey says Sanders is the best free agent so far for the Panthers. Could be. Could be. I don't think they're done yet, but could be. I mean, re-signing Bradley Bozeman, I think, was a lot more key. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Universal Chicklets, my brother is in the stream. Keep y'all nasty paws off the Eagles, and we keeping Slay. Booty Cat's taking our seconds. Wait a minute. Didn't you just text me early pitching a fit that y'all lost him? Especially after he set career highs in rushing yards and touchdowns. Man, get out of here with that. You were just complaining a while ago. Stop. How about you go back over there with Jalen Hurts and teach him how to hold on to the ball? How about that? How about teach him how to hold on to the ball? Anyways. Panthers should have signed Fletcher Cox. Oh, nah. Won't no way the Eagles were letting go of him. There was no way the Eagles would let go of him, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't have let go of him. Plug anyone behind our line. Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all are re-signed Jason Kelce. That's right. Y'all are keeping Jason Kelce. I remember seeing that. And to be honest with you, bro, I didn't even expect us to go after Miles Sanders. That shocked the mess out of me. I didn't even see that one coming. But all I know is, I mean, although I do find it ironic that both DJ Moore and PJ Walker are with the Bears. I find that very ironic. Like, oh my goodness. Same dude that threw him that bomb of a pass. Wonder what Sanders number Sanders will be. Hey Mike, what was Miles Sanders' number last season? Oh, 26, number 26. Well, I don't think anybody on Carolina, does anybody on Carolina have that number already? 26. Let me see. 26. Oh, Dante Jackson has that number. Corey says, I think Brian Burns and Luvu are like Luke Kuechly. Oh, nope. See, I got to stop you right there. Nope. Brian Burns and Luvu are showing promise, but no, they are not anywhere in the same boat as Luke Kuechly. No. Sorry, but no. Now that I got to stop you right there. No. Comparing Burns and Luvu to Kuechly, no. They're showing promise, but they don't scratch the surface compared to Luke Kuechly. Let's just keep it real. good to see Carolina get real busy today. That was really good. Mike says we just switch to the Eagles. Man, you're talking a lot of smack for a team that choked in the Super Bowl. Why are you talking smack after y'all choked in the Super Bowl? Come on now. Andy Reid showed his old team. Yep, that he did. But deep down, Mike misses him. But it's okay. I get it. But let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. Well, technically, it's already Thursday for me. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens Thursday. See what develops. So, looking at the upcoming schedule. Tim Locklear, welcome to the stream. How do you feel about the pickups? Yeah, I like them. Overall, I like them. I definitely like them. Would you have took Harbaugh over Wright? Well, I mean, Harbaugh was kind of in the picture first. I mean, I definitely would have taken Harbaugh, but I'm not mad at them getting Frank Wright. I mean, dude has a 40-33-1 head coaching record. So I wouldn't have been mad. And what wide receiver do you think we're gonna get? Good question. I mean, I'm guessing perhaps maybe Adam Thielen. Word is Frank Reich also has interest in Paris Campbell. So I don't know. I mean, I would like DJ Chark. I wouldn't be against Adam Thielen. I mean, veteran experience. But I mean, I'm pretty open. The only one that I'm really kind of sus about is Odell Beckham Jr., mainly because of his health. And because he's kind of a drama queen. But a great wide receiver. Finally won a championship and even got a touchdown in the Super Bowl. But you don't think OBJ or Hopkins? Honestly, Hopkins would be nice. I don't think OBJ's happening. But if I had to pick between the two, Hopkins. You take it, Thielen and Jefferson were great in Minnesota. I mean, Adam Thielen, he's not as high level as he used to be. I mean, earlier in his career, 2017, 2018, I think he definitely was great. He's kind of fallen off some, but he's kind of picked it back up. So I think, veteran experience, and I think he could still do some damage. OBJ is going to the Jets, I say. Oh, man. If they're landing Aaron Rodgers and he gets to the Jets. That would be crazy. Luke Adujar. I hope I said your name correctly. Welcome to the stream. I think Chark would be a better fit for us. TMJ is going to step up big this season. I really hope so, because I think TMJ showed some great flashes. I mean, he made some great catches last season. I just think he mainly just needs to stay healthy, and I hope he gets more opportunities. I really do. I hope he gets more opportunities, because I think he could turn into a threat. I really do. He's got the height. He makes good catches. I think TMJ will grow. I do. Corey says he's no Steve Smith. Well, Chark is definitely no Steve Smith. Now, Odell Beckham Jr., I mean, he might not be a Steve Smith, but Odell Beckham Jr. has a championship. Oh, Thielen. Well, I mean, Thielen, I don't know, Corey. I mean, him being able to get an average of, he's always had an average of 10 yards per catch. I mean, last season, his average was 10.2 yards. Before that, 10.8 yards. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying he's a Steve Smith, but, I mean, he might be a high-level Ricky Prohl. Tim says, what do you rate Hayden Hurst as a tight end? I definitely believe he's an upgrade with the tight ends that we currently have, but he's not a giant upgrade. And it's only because he hasn't blown up yet. He hasn't really blown up and become a premier tight end, not just yet. Had some flashes with the Bengals and with the Falcons, but I think he will grow. Still young. I think he will grow. Luke says, how does Sanders Foreman compare to Jonathan Stewart D'Angelo combo? That's hard to say. I mean, we haven't seen the Sanders Foreman combo yet, so that's really hard to say. You know, I have to wait and see the combo in action first, if it ends up happening. Who hurt Aaron Rodgers in the Pat McAfee show? I have no idea. I didn't even see it. So I have no idea. Tim says, how do you feel about the Sanders pickup? And who do you think will start, Foreman or Sanders? Well, one, I was shocked. It was a move I didn't see coming. I did not see that move coming. But I like it. I like the pickup. Do I think he will start? Probably, yes. Versus Deontay Foreman? Probably. I mean, the dude did just play in a Super Bowl. So, I mean, Sanders would probably end up starting, but I would assume there would be a good rotation between Sanders and Foreman. I mean, I would imagine there would be a good rotation. And let's not count out Deontay Foreman's catching ability. He can catch too. So, bigger back, but he can also catch as well. But yeah, I think Sanders would start as well, Corey. I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, got him on a four-year deal. I think Sanders is starting. Yeah. But it was a pickup that surprised me, but I like it. I do like the pickup. I'm all for it. Let's see. Just think the Panthers get Thielen and Chark. Now I don't think they'll get both. I don't think they'll get both. I don't think they'll get both. Tim says, getting Andy Dalton, do you think that is a good pickup? Am I an Andy Dalton fan? No. Do I understand the role that he'll be playing? Yes. I don't like Andy Dalton. I've never been a fan of Andy Dalton. I don't think he's really been great since Cincinnati. But I can understand why he's being brought in and the role that he plays. Therefore, I expect him to be the veteran backup that will mentor whoever we end up drafting. So that's my thoughts on that. But Andy Dalton, I mean, yes, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. Yes, he has some playoff experience. Hasn't been able to win a playoff game. But I can't say that I'm a fan of Andy Dalton. Not really who I had in mind, but longtime veteran quarterback that has seen some taste of success, being that he has made it to the playoffs, something that not even Sam Darnold has done. And he's been a 3-time Pro Bowler. So, of course, when he was younger, but still, I can understand the role that he'll be in. Facts. Yeah. Agreed. Corey says, so it will be Stroud or Young versus Carr versus Mayfield versus whoever Atlanta picks up. Well, Atlanta has Desmond Ridder still. I mean, Atlanta does have Desmond Ridder. And don't forget, they also picked up Taylor Heineke. So Atlanta did pick up a quarterback. But my thing is, with the Bucs getting Baker Mayfield, we better sweep them. We better sweep the Bucs this upcoming season. I'm not even kidding around. Do you like the Panthers picking up Hayden Hurst? I do. It's definitely an upgrade to our tight end room. It's definitely an upgrade. It's not a huge upgrade, but it is an upgrade. And do you think Von Bell washed up, or do you think he's a good corner? Washed up? No, definitely not washed up. No, I wouldn't say that he's washed up. I mean, he had a pretty strong season last year. And, with him being brought into safety, I think you definitely, and you got to remember, Von Bell played in a Super Bowl, but not washed up. No way. I mean, he had 4 interceptions last year, so I mean, he definitely did something, and played once again in the AFC Championship. But no, I would not say Von Bell is washed up. No way. Corey says, unless Bucs use Trask. Do you think Hurst will be the next Greg Olsen? Too early to say. I hope so, but it's not looking that way. But it's still too early to say. Tim says, and do you think the Falcons quarterback is an upgrade for them? I mean, going from Marcus Mariota to Taylor Heineke, probably even. Yeah, I would say even. Nah. I mean, I understand that Von Bell, I mean, he may not have a whole ginormous number of interceptions. I mean, six career interceptions, 9.5 sacks. I mean, that's 9.5 sacks for a safety. That's not bad. But no, I wouldn't say he's washed up. Not to mention, 28 years old. No, the dude played in a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. Not to mention, that's when the Bengals had a solid defense, and he had a good year last season. I mean, got 4 interceptions. Bell and Horn is a tough defense. Well, don't forget Xavier Woods, Jeremy Chin. So, hey. But we're not quite a top 10 or top 10 or a top 15 defense yet. We still got a ways to go, but hopefully we'll get there. Nah, you're right. I was in a live and they're saying Von Bell washed up. Nah, definitely not washed up. Yeah, I would say even. Asan Reddick tweeted out, Carolina, take care of the homie for me. Y'all got a good one. Good to hear. Corey said he intercepted Stafford in the Super Bowl. That he did. I mean, the Bengals still lost that game, but that he did. It is a bummer, though, how the Rams have kind of fallen apart the season after the Super Bowl, though. That was kind of a meltdown. And I think word is the possibility of them trading Matthew Stafford. I think that's a possibility, but yeah, that's the only thing with that. But the Rams, they fell apart after that Super Bowl season. But man, that's going to be crazy. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. Man, that's crazy. That is really crazy. Corey says, I heard Stafford wants to go back to Detroit. Well, if it's to finish his career, I mean, I guess. My whole thing is they got Jared Goff. So, I mean, I don't really know if that would work out, but Tim says, how do you feel about the Panthers losing DJ Moore? I feel it had to be done. Well, I love DJ Moore. I will miss DJ Moore. It's a bummer it had to come down to this. But at the same time, it shows that the Panthers mean business, that they want to fix the quarterback situation. And I admire them and applaud them for it. Not only that, while DJ Moore played well for us, it's not like we're losing a Devontae Adams, a Tyreek Hill, or a Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean? No offense to DJ Moore, but he's not a Justin Jefferson, a Tyreek Hill, or a Devontae Adams. I'm just keeping it real. I don't mean to bash him or anything like that, but if it was like one of those other 3, then I would be like, ugh. But I am confident that they'll add a great receiver, free agency, and probably also in the draft as well. So I'm confident that they will fix that. And like I said, DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, he would be amazing for Carolina. My whole thing is just what would it take to get him? What would it take to get him? That's really what it comes down to. What does it take to get him? That's really what it comes down to. A big part of me would love to get C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I would love that. He's still available, but he's not old. Oh, DeAndre Hopkins? No, he's not old. No, he's definitely not old. Definitely not hold. Tim says, I don't know though. I think he had potential to be a Justin Jefferson and the with not with the quarterbacks that he's had. I mean, I think with the different quarterbacks that he's had, kind of kept that from happening. Not to mention his touchdown numbers are low. I mean, he did get 7, set a new career high for him with 7 touchdowns last season. But over the years, DJ Moore's touchdown numbers have been low. So, you think he had potential? Gotcha. Yeah, I think if he had a more stable franchise quarterback, I think he definitely. But I mean, you got to give him credit. He had 3 straight 1,000 yards receiving seasons and almost had 5 straight. He almost had 5 straight. So, I mean, or what am I thinking? Not 5 straight, 6 straight. I keep forgetting he played 6 seasons with the Panthers. 6. But yeah, I mean, the receiving yards are definitely there. The tackle breaking, deep threat. Used to have fumbleitis, but he fixed that early. So, Joe Valesco says, Matthew Stafford's not going nowhere. He's staying with the Rams. Even his GM said that Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald are not getting traded. I mean, I would not want to trade them either. If it was me, I definitely wouldn't want to trade them. Gardner Johnson with Bell and Horn and Chin would be amazing. Yeah, would be nice. And like I said, Corey, Bell is a safety. Aaron wants the Jets to sign Odell Beckham Jr., Randall Cobb, and Lewis. They already signed Alan Lazard. True. I can tell you right now, if they were to get those other receivers with the Jets, that would be dangerous. That would be really dangerous. Tim says, you think we going to sign Slay from the Eagles? So the word is that they're currently working on a deal to keep him. So I don't think it's going to happen. They said they do want to keep him. It was one of the recent updates, but word is that they're trying to work out a new deal to keep him. So I don't think we have a shot at him. So we'll see what happens. Anything can happen, but that's what the update is so far. But all I know is I would definitely love to add another cornerback just as insurance, because like I said, I'm not so sure Dante Jackson. I think he might be injury prone, y'all. I hate to say it, but I think Dante Jackson might be injury prone. And the thing is, I love Dante Jackson. The dude has 14 interceptions with the Panthers? I mean, he's a playmaker, but gets beat deep and injury prone. That's the only thing. That's really the only thing. Same, man, 100%. Right on. Corey says, I think Sanders will be better than McCaffrey eventually. Nah. I'm sorry, Corey, but McCaffrey busted out 1,000 and 1,000, something that not many players have done. Nah. No. McCaffrey was a very special talent. The only issue was Carolina ran him into the ground. But Mm, to say Sanders will be better than McCaffrey, I don't see it. I really don't see it. We're talking about somebody that had 1,000 in one season. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Horn. J.C. Horn had a better sophomore season, but yeah, he had a better sophomore season for sure. Uh, should we sign Josh Norman back? We got no. We don't. We don't have Josh Norman. No, we don't have Josh Norman. No, we don't have Josh Norman. No, that was not a long term signing. That was not a long term signing. I think it's. I mean, do I think we should bring him back? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Because you got to remember, he was originally signed to the practice squad, and then he didn't get elevated until the last two games, which he barely played in the Bucks game. But nah, that wasn't a long term signing. Uh, do you think Luvu will have another great season? Yeah, I do. I do. I definitely do. Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, Frankie Luvu, ever since he came to Carolina, he's been killing it. He's been definitely killing it. So I think he will continue to get better. And he's emerged to also be a leader. So hey, I definitely like Frankie Luvu. He's given quite a spark to the linebackers for Carolina. Quell Davis says Luvu is promising. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Um, Corey says, what about Matt Matos? Oh, YGM. I gotta keep it real. I, mm, YGM. I think time might be running out on YGM. I mean, he's entering the last season or the last year of his rookie contract. I don't know, y'all. He hasn't really done much. He hasn't really done much. So, I mean, he's on the final year of his contract. So, I mean, he's pretty much going to be playing to prove that he's still. that he still belongs, that he's worthy of an extension. So that's the only thing. But I mean, I had high hopes for him, but YGM just hasn't really done much. My phone died. Oh, no problem. No problem. Nah, we didn't get Josh Norman long term. Like right now he has a dead contract money hit. But that wasn't a long-term signing, Tim. Do you think we should go after Bobby Wagner? I think he's going to cost too much. Joe Valesco. Tim says, but how do you feel about Brian Burns? You like him as a player on our defense? Absolutely. Dude is a 2-time Pro Bowler. Absolutely. Yeah. And I hope he gets extended. We need to keep Brian Burns. That dude's a 2-time Pro Bowler. The Panthers kicker is Zane Gonzalez, not Eddie Pinheiro. Yes, we are rolling with Zane Gonzalez. Although Eddie Pinheiro, I think, will do well wherever he goes. Because we have to remember, Eddie Pinheiro, after the meltdown of the 2 big misses in the first game against Atlanta, he has not missed another kick since that game. So Eddie Pinheiro has proven that he can bounce back and play great. Let's see. Yes, sir. 100%. Shaq Thompson is great. Yeah. Quell Davis said he killed our playoffs. No. He damaged them. He didn't kill them. The Bucs loss killed our playoffs. But Pinheiro did not kill our playoff chances because remember, we were still in contention even after that game. He didn't kill our playoffs. You can't put that on him. Can't put that on him. That's not fair. You can't put that on him. I mean, the loss was heartbreaking, but him killing our playoffs, I have to disagree. He's my favorite player on the defense besides Horn. Oh, Brian Burns. Nice. Very nice. Quell Davis said, we didn't show up to the Bengals next game as a result. Okay. We also didn't show up to the Ravens game, to the Steelers game, to the second Bucs game. Like literally all we had to do was win the last 3 games of the season and we would have won the division. And we lost to Tampa Bay. Like that was the worst loss. Now, maybe not the worst loss as far as point differential, but the fact that we let one player get over 200 yards receiving on 3 deep touchdowns, all on the same side of the field, yeah. We choked badly that game. There is no excuse for that. And the fact that Steve Wilkes made no adjustments, not even Al Holcomb made any adjustments, there's no excuse for that. How the heck do you – that's like some Madden stuff. Not to mention, you let Mike Evans do that. And you barely play Josh Norman, who you just signed. It was just so dumb. It was just so dumb. Panthers should sign Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell, I mean, he's getting up there in age, Corey. He's getting up there in age. 36 years old. He's getting up there in age. Although, he's done quite a bit. I mean, 99 sacks, 1 sack away from 100 sacks. But he's getting up there in age. That's the only thing. He's getting up there in age. And it really just would depend on how much it costs, how much it would cost. But he is getting up there in age, though. Tim says, I'm happy that Sam Darnold is gone. Yeah, I figured after them getting Andy Dalton, I figured that pretty much sealed it. So, Ken Blakely, welcome to the stream. Question, I don't know if you talked about it. Should we draft a defensive player or a wide receiver on that second pick? That is an excellent question. Ooh. That is an excellent question. Ooh. I think, well, oh, that is really tough. Part of me, so realistically, well, see, there's certain folks on defense that stand out to me, like a Will McDonald, the fourth would be nice. A Keely Ringo would be nice. Emmanuel Forbes would be nice. But, I mean, the wide receiver class, I mean, with folks like Jalen Hyatt and Zay Flowers, which Zay Flowers will probably go in the first round. But I think if Zay Flowers falls into the second round to us, I think we got to go Zay Flowers. But, and even, I'm also not against the idea of, what's his face? Jackson Nigby, but he's probably going to get taken early. But I'm leaning towards receiver, Ken Blakely. I'm really leaning towards receiver. How about you? What are your thoughts on that? Corey says receiver. Joe Valesco says we should get Yannick Ngagwe. I probably wouldn't be against it, but hasn't he had some injury woes, though? Hasn't he had some injury woes? Or maybe I'm way off. Oh, okay. He did in Baltimore, but he's kind of bounced back. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. Had 9.5 sacks last season. 10 with the Raiders. Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Tim says O-line player for second. Well, they do have potentially Paris Johnson Jr. could consider. Or wait a minute. I'm still in the first round. We're talking second round. I'm sorry. Second round. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I think we could probably go O-line a little bit later. I think we could go O-line a little bit later. Only because we really, wide receiver is really a little higher up on the priority list than O-line. I mean, we have a pretty set O-line. Jalen Carter from Georgia. I don't know. I mean, he had had an issue happen in at the combine. He didn't end up running the 40, and I think he was like out of breath or cramped up or something like that. I don't know if that's going to hurt his stock, but I mean, you know, Jalen Carter is going to most likely go in the first round, and the thing is, first round we're getting a quarterback. So yeah, that's the only thing with that. Flowers would be awesome. Yes, I agree. Flowers would be cool. Let's see. Keep hearing that receiver from the Tar Heels. Oh, you're talking about Josh Downs? Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Josh Downs. I could see him being available in the second round. I mean, although he is a little small. I mean, 5'9", 171 pounds. I mean, he is small. He is small. So that's the only thing. I mean, me personally, well, then again, Zay Flowers is about the same height. Well, that is fair. That's fair. They're about even. Zay is a little bit heavier. I mean, Steve Smith has said a lot of good things about Zay Flowers. He's not completely sold on Quentin Johnston though, but yeah. What's up, Carolina Pride? Good to see you. Corey says, do we have a second round pick? Yeah, we do. We have one. We have a second round pick. Tim says, do you think we're going CJ or Bryce? That's hard. That's really tough. I mean, a lot of people say the favorite is CJ, but the Tankathon has us going Bryce Young and the Texans going CJ Stroud, but I'm okay with either. But it sounds like the favorite is CJ Stroud. Carolina Pride, told you, Hayden Hurst. Yeah, actually, yeah, you did call it. Yep, you did call it. I do remember you mentioning him. CJ. Oh, Ken Blakely wants CJ. Okay. Corey is thinking Bryce. I mean, hey, it could go either. As a matter of fact, is there another mock draft update? Well, looking at the top 100 available players in free agency, Tim's thinking CJ. Oh, Tim's thinking CJ Stroud. Okay. See, top 100 available players. Well, some of these, have to be updated. Number 1, Orlando Brown Jr., but he's going to the Bengals. 2, Javon Hargrave, but he's going to the Niners. Offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey. I don't even know if I said that right. He's going to the Broncos. Corey says, watch us go with Anderson. I think you mean Richardson. I don't know. Ken says, no matter which one we pick, I feel we have the best quarterback in the division. Oh, that's a good argument. That's a really good argument. I mean, one may argue Derek Carr with the Saints, but I mean, there is him. Bucks have Baker Mayfield, which I don't see him as a threat, and I don't see Taylor Heineke as that big of a threat either. Although the last time we played the Commanders in the regular season, they did beat us with Taylor Heineke. So that's the only thing. Number 4, Jamil Dean. Well, he's staying with the Bucks. Number 5, Jesse Bates III, but he's signing with the Falcons. Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is available. James Bradbury, which he's re-signing with the Eagles. CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's available. He's available. Tim says, "Nah, I don't want Anderson." Nah, me. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think he's worthy of the number 1 pick in the first round. Corey says, "Wentz, do you think he's done?" I'll say this. Wentz has good numbers. He's a decent quarterback, but he's injury prone. Wentz is injury prone. I do give him some love, being that he was born in Raleigh, North Carolina, but he's injury prone. Number 9, Jawan Taylor. He's signing with the Chiefs. Draymond Jones signing with the Seahawks. Tremaine Edmonds, which he's signing with the Bears. Marcus Davenport going to the Vikings. Jacoby Myers going with the Raiders. Levante David staying with the Bucks. Jordan Poyer staying with the Bills. Zach Allen going to the Broncos. Jimmy Garoppolo going to the Raiders. That's kind of a big deal for them. Bobby Wagner, he's available. Odell Beckham Jr., number 19, he's available. Juju Smith-Schuster signed with the Patriots. Cameron Sutton is going to the Lions. Dalvin Tomlinson is going with the Browns. David Long Jr. is going to the Dolphins. Yannick Ngakoue, which he's available, defensive end. He's available. I think Joe Valesco mentioned him. Broadway Aaron. Oh, talking about Aaron Rodgers. Mike Gesicki, he's still available, but we got Hayden Hurst. Rock Yassin, he's available at cornerback. Isaac Sumalo, guard from Philly, he's still available. DJ Chark, he's still available. Byron Murphy Jr., he's signing with the Vikings. Ben Powers signing with the Broncos. Nate Davis signing with the Bears. Caleb McGarry signing staying with the Falcons. TJ Edwards is going to the Bears. Who is my favorite quarterback of all time? That's tough. That's really tough. Who I think the best is, I would have to say probably Joe Montana. I am not a fan of Tom Brady. Not a fan of Tom Brady. We need Gardner Johnson. I would love to have Gardner Johnson. See, TJ Edwards going to the Bears. Of course, Miles Sanders, which he went to Carolina. Drew Tranquil, inside linebacker, he's available. Dalton Reisner, guard, he's available. Arden Key, which he's staying with he's actually going to the Titans. I would say if J.J. Watt didn't retire Panthers, he would be great. Yeah, probably. Tim says, why are you not a fan of Brady? Well, a couple of reasons. One, of course, it's a minor reason, but being that he beat us in the Super Bowl. Two, I mean, a lot of questionable things that have happened with his time with the Patriots makes me put some asterisks on some of his championships. Only a few. Third, I mean, the dude gets a lot of stuff called his way, especially with as much as he's protected by the refs. And the whole tuck rule is the dumbest rule ever. And he just happened to be the man a part of it. Because of him, the tuck rule exists, and it is the dumbest rule ever in the face of the NFL. Next, he intentionally tried to do a slide tackle in one of the games last season on a defender after they either got an interception or a fumble, and Tom Brady tried to do a slide tackle. So, dirty move. So, yeah, there's multiple reasons why I will never be a fan of Tom Brady. And as a certain somebody in this chat mentioned, if Tom Brady were to have ever been picked up by the Carolina Panthers, as long as he was with the Carolina Panthers, I would not watch another Carolina Panthers game. Yeah, I will never be a fan of Tom Brady. You know, I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback, but he's done a lot of questionable stuff. Not to mention, dude broke a promise, left his family to play another year in the NFL when he had literally nothing else left to prove. Dude has 7 rings. What more do you freaking want? So, no. I no. I think Brady is going to Miami. I love Drew Brees. Honestly, I won't see Brady as retired until after OTA training camp start. And as long as he doesn't go anywhere, then I'll believe he's retired. Because right now, I don't believe he's retired. Because he's made that same move before. And what ended up happening? Broke a promise and all that. Him and his wife divorced. And the rest is history. Tim says, I think Tom is the best. I give him his credit. I mean, he's got 7 rings. I mean, can't nobody take those away from him. But he's not my GOAT. He's not my GOAT and never will be my GOAT. Joe Valesco says, who's that? You know who it is. You know who it is. Stop playing. You know who it is. Stop playing. Anyway, continuing. Number 38, Jadeveon Clowney. He's available. 39, Von Bell. We picked him up. 40, Sam Darnold. He's going to the Niners. 41, Jermaine Pratt, staying with the Bengals. Charles Omenihu is going to the Chiefs. Corey says, my favorite running back was Barry Sanders. Oh, he's a great one. Oh, man. Barry Sanders, who was pretty much the Detroit Lions offense. Carolina Pride says, I'm hearing DJ Chark and Carolina have mutual interests, and we are looking heavily into Mecole Hardman. Tim says, do you like Lamar Jackson? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I just feel like he would have cost way too much to get him. And, you know, he needs to get an agent. But yes, I do like Lamar Jackson. I think our next signing will be a speedy receiver. Probably. Well, maybe. Tim says, do you like Mahomes? Yeah, absolutely. Patrick Mahomes, a beast of a quarterback, just got not only his second MVP, but also his second championship. The Chiefs have a dynasty right now. They have a dynasty. And I think Mahomes has a lot to look forward to in his career, and he's not done yet. He's not done yet. Corey says, do you like Joe Burrow, or Josh Allen? I like them both, but I am wondering if Josh Allen could possibly be the James Harden of the NFL. That's my only thing. Josh Allen just hasn't been able to get that Super Bowl appearance, hasn't been able to really hit the mark. Is having tons of opportunities. I mean, the Bills is definitely a team that I think we'll continue to see in the playoffs. But it's tough. I like Josh Allen. I mean, I'm just not sure if he just is one of those that will just fall apart in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Ernest Capu says, Carolina Panthers, Adam Thielen tomorrow. Well, we'll see. Let's see. But, I mean, I do like Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has a bright future. I think Joe Burrow is definitely going to tear it up. Let's see. Buffalo Bills is going to be tough. Oh, absolutely. They're tough every year. A quarterback that can't win a playoff game is Kirk Cousins. He won a playoff game back in 2019. I mean, he has a record of 1-3, but he won a playoff game with Minnesota back in 2019. Tim says, you think the Miami Dolphins have the best set of players? They are definitely coming along in a big way, for sure. But I do fear for Tua, because Tua might end up being injury prone. But I definitely think the Dolphins are really going to be a tough team. I mean, they're loaded. I mean, they got a lot of young guys on their team. I mean, you look at who they have. And, they do have Teddy Bridgewater as a backup as well to Tua. And they did pick up Mike White, who was with the Jets. But, I mean, they got weapons. They definitely got weapons, especially on offense and defense, They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. They're definitely going to be tough. The team that's going to surprise me is the Chargers. Well, I mean, the Chargers, you never want to sleep on the Chargers. Definitely don't want to sleep on the Chargers. I mean, Chargers were in the playoffs last season. And, they got quite a quarterback in Justin Herbert, who's continuing to improve. So, yeah, the Chargers are definitely going to be a threat. They're definitely a threat. So, but yeah. And then if we look at the schedule, the opponents, looking at the additions that we've made so far, and we look at our 2023 opponents. Oh, Corey says, do you think Green Bay will be great without Aaron Rodgers? Well, it's not impossible, but they're going to have to really see what they can get out of Jordan Love. It's probably not going to come like that, but They have to see where Jordan Love is at and see if they can develop him. So, he's going to get an opportunity, but we'll see. Panthers opponents for 2023. Of course, at home, you have the main three in the Falcons, Saints, and Bucks. We got to play the Green Bay Packers. We got to play the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota and Green Bay, both teams that we lost to last time we played them. The Texans, the Cowboys, the Colts. Of course, Cowboys, another team that we lost to last time we played them. And then for the away games, of course, the main three of the Falcons, Saints, Bucks, we also got to play Chicago, the Chicago Bears. We lost to the Bears the last 2 times we played them. The Lions, we got to play them again, which we did beat them last season. That was probably one of our best victories last season. We play the Jaguars. We haven't played the Jaguars. We haven't played the Jaguars in a while, so that ought to be interesting. We play the Titans on the road. We play Seattle, which we did defeat Seattle last year, but Seattle's still going to be tough. And then we play the Dolphins. We actually played the Dolphins on the road, and we lost to the Dolphins last time we played them, and that was a nasty loss. So yeah. Let's see. That's Minnesota's division now. For now. But don't sleep. Yeah, don't sleep on Detroit and don't sleep on Chicago. They're going to be drafting and adding some key pieces. Tim says, do you think Alan Lazard move makes you think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I mean, he even says he wants to go there. So, I mean, I think that really helps. Okay, other free agents in the top 100. 43, Jonathan Jones. He's staying with the Patriots. Samson Ibukam is going to the Colts. Bobby Okereke is going to the Giants. Patrick Peterson is going to the Steelers. Andre Dillard is going to the Titans. Marcus Peters is available. He's actually available. Marcus Peters at cornerback. He's available. Isaiah Wynn at offensive tackle. He's available. Juan Thornhill is going to the Browns. Jacoby Brissett going to the Commanders. Ogbania Okoronkwo is going to the Browns. Ethan Pacic is staying with the Browns. Aaron wants Cobb, OBJ, and Mercedes Lewis on the Jets. Ooh, that's quite a handful. Tim says, you think Juju for the Patriots is major or not? Well, I mean, Juju did play and win a Super Bowl, and he did put up 933 yards receiving last season. So I like Juju. Personally. So I think it's another big target for the Patriots. So, I mean, I like him, and he did win a Super Bowl. So there is that. Leighton Vander Esch, he's staying with the Cowboys. David Onyemata is going to the Falcons. Donovan Wilson's staying with the Cowboys. Alan Lazard going to the Jets. Jimmy Ward going to the Houston Texans. Teddy Bridgewater. Actually, Teddy Bridgewater is available, but yeah, I don't want to bring Teddy Bridgewater back. No, thank you. Sheldon Rankins is going to the Texans. Darius Slayton, wide receiver, he's available. He's available. Lawrence versus Stroud or Young will be great. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence got his first taste of playoffs, and he won a playoff game last season. So, yeah. Let's see. Kelvin Beachum staying with the Cardinals. Leonard Floyd is available. At outside linebacker, he's available. Fletcher Cox, he's staying with the Eagles. Corey says Vander Esch was another one I wanted Panthers to sign before the Cowboys signed him. Nah, I didn't think he was going to go anywhere else, to be honest with you. See, Donovan Smith, offensive tackle, he's available. Connor McGovern, center, he's available, but we don't really need a center. Frank Clark, defensive end, he's available. David Montgomery, he's going to the Lions. Azeez Al-Shaair is going to the Titans. Julian Love at safety, he's available. Kazir White, inside linebacker, is going to the Cardinals. Safety Taylor Rapp, he's available. Outside linebacker Justin Houston, he's available, but he is getting up there in age. Tim Locklear says, I think we should get Hopkins for real. It would be nice. I'm just really wondering what it's going to take to get him. That's really the only thing, is what it'll take to get him. Yes, Eagles lost White to the Cards. Yes, that's correct. He is going to the Cardinals. Jermaine Illan-Munar, offensive tackle, he's available. Melvin Ingram, outside linebacker, he's available. Andy Dalton, which he signed with Carolina. Caden Ellis, which he's signing with the Falcons. Alexander Madison, he's staying with the Vikings. Marcus Mariota, quarterback, he's available. John Johnson III, safety, he's available. Cole Holcomb, going to the Steelers. Marcus Epps, he's going to the Raiders. Jamal Williams, going to the Saints. Hayden Hurst, signed with Carolina. Eric Kendricks, he's going to the Chargers. Denzel Perryman, he is available. Inside linebacker, he is available. Garrett Bradbury, he's staying with the Vikings. Kareem Hunt at running back, he's available, but we just got Miles Sanders. Ashawn Robinson, defensive tackle, he's available. Paris Campbell, wide receiver, he's available. Baker Mayfield went to the Bucks. Andrew Wiley going to the Commanders. Adam Thielen, wide receiver, he's available. Damian Harris, running back, he's available. Bradley Bozeman, he's staying with the Panthers. Puna Ford, defensive tackle, he's available. Alex Singleton, staying with the Broncos. Austin Hooper, tight end, he's available. Devin Singletary, running back, he's available. And last but not least, quarterback Gardner Minshew, and he's available. That is all 100 free agents in this article. But, of course, some of them are signed now. Stroud or Young, Dalton, and Dalton and Mariota would be great. Well, we got Dalton, so right now we have Corral, Dalton, and Jacob Eaton. That's who we have so far. But Uh, you think Elliott or Sanders is better? Ooh, as an Ezekiel Elliott? Ugh. Ugh. Well, ugh. I mean, to be fair, Ezekiel Elliott's a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he was a 2-time rushing yards leader. So realistically, I have to go with Ezekiel Elliott, mainly because of the accolades. I mean, Miles Sanders is a little younger, but Ezekiel Elliott, dude's a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he's been the 2-time NFL rushing yards leader. So I might have to say Ezekiel Elliott is better. So that's my only thing. Wasn't Elliott a Heisman winner? No, he wasn't a Heisman winner, but he is a college football playoff national champion and offensive MVP of that game. But yeah, we're talking about somebody that's a 3-time Pro Bowler and that set the NFL rushing yards leader twice. Miles Sanders is only a 1-time Pro Bowler, and he hasn't done any of those others. So I got to give the edge to Ezekiel Elliott. Realistically, I got to give him the edge. Now, Miles Sanders is a little younger, and I think he has the opportunity to make a big splash. But for now, I gotta give it to Ezekiel Elliott. Got to give it to Ezekiel Elliott. Joe Valesco says Ezekiel Elliott's washed up. No, dude, no. Dude, he's 27 years old, a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he's set the NFL rushing. He's been a 2-time NFL rushing yards leader. Come on now. He is not washed up. Come on now. 8,262 rushing yards, 68 touchdowns. That is not washed up. I mean, I can understand, many may favorite Sanders over Ezekiel Elliott, but Ezekiel Elliott is not washed up. Those numbers say otherwise. What about Singletary over Foreman if the Panthers don't sign Foreman? How big is Devin Singletary? Let's find out. Honestly, he's even smaller. Nah, Corey, he's 5'7", 203 pounds. That's a small dude. Nah, no. Even if we don't bring back Foreman, I would still be fine with Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, and Raheem Blackshear. Detroit got 3 running backs. So do we. I don't understand your point. I mean, Detroit just let go of Jamal Williams and got David Montgomery. I mean, Sanders is small, but we're talking about somebody that's 5'11" versus somebody that's 5'7". Not to mention, we saw how well we did with Deonta Foreman, who's a power back. Not to mention, at least Chuba Hubbard, at least has size on him. We need some power, Corey. We need power. And Chuba Hubbard right now would be the closest thing. And maybe Spencer Brown, but Spencer Brown needs more reps. Who do you think is going to pick up Derrick Henry? Ooh, good question. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Who's in big need of a running back? That's my question. Who is in a big hunt for a running back? Singletary did well with Buffalo. I mean, that's fine, but like I said, we need somebody with size, Corey. We need somebody with size. You saw how well Deonta Foreman did with us, and he's a power back. We need power. Not saying that a speedy back is, a small speedy back doesn't work, but I mean, we had an awesome one with Christian McCaffrey, and we ran him into the ground. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. If the Patriots didn't sign Robinson, he was another great running back. Dallas will get Henry. They could. They could. I mean, he's available. Not sure how much he would cost, but he's available. What about James Conner? He's with the Cardinals. Yeah, he's still with the Cardinals, I believe. So I don't think James Conner is available. But still, no, I don't think he's available. Joe Valesco says, I could see the Eagles and the Dolphins picking up Derrick Henry. The Eagles, well, they just let go of Miles Sanders. But they do still have Rashad Penny. So that'd be a nice compliment to him. That would definitely be a nice compliment to him. And for the Dolphins, I mean, the Dolphins already have Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr., though. I don't know about the Dolphins. No, I don't know about the Dolphins. Corey says, what about Henry and Sanders on the Panthers? Okay, now you're reaching. Tim says, I see the Chargers or something, or Texans. Actually, the Texans make a lot of sense. Hold up. Who do the Texans have? I mean, they got Rex Burkhead. I mean, the Texans probably would not be a bad idea. And the Chargers make sense. Yeah, Chargers make sense. let's see. You said the Jets? Actually, the Jets would probably make sense. Yeah, Jets would probably make sense. Well, the Lions did pick up David Montgomery. Texans and Titans are division rivals, which is true. Seahawks. Actually, I think the Seahawks have a running back or two. Let me see. Seahawks. Well, I guess maybe the Seahawks would make sense. Yeah, the Seahawks would make sense. That would take a lot of pressure off Geno Smith in the run game, and also would help out in the pass game. Yeah, Seahawks. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I forgot. Nah, because remember, they drafted Kenneth Walker. And he had a great season, actually. Kenneth Walker is probably their guy. I forgot that they drafted him, and he had a good season, actually. Let me check. Yeah, 9 touchdowns, 1,050 yards rushing. Yeah, so they got Kenneth Walker III. That might be their main guy. So they might be set at running back, actually, because he had a great rookie year. He would work great with Pete Carroll. Who? Derrick Henry? You still talking about Derrick Henry? Don't they have Chris Carson on the Seahawks? No. Yeah, the Lions got they ended up getting David Montgomery. Yeah, David Montgomery. So they let Jamal Williams walk. They ended up getting David Montgomery. So yeah. Baltimore gets Derrick. Okay, you're just throwing out names now. You're not sure at all, Corey. You're just throwing out names now. You just said the Jets would get them, and then you said the Seahawks. Now you just throwing out names. You don't know. Can only speculate, my friend. Can only speculate. Would you get Marcus Peters? I think we're set at O-line, to be honest. I think we're set at O-line, in all honesty. Or I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What am I talking about? Marcus Peters is a cornerback. What am I talking about? That's a cornerback. Okay, Marcus Peters. I mean, how old is he? Oh, he's only 30? Hasn't played a full season since 2018, so I do wonder about his health. But, I mean, dude has 32 career interceptions, so, I mean, shoot. And 7 career touchdowns. So, I mean, Marcus Peters, I mean, shoot, would be nice. Yeah, Marcus Peters would be nice. Would be really nice. Yeah, the Ravens, he's not. Yeah, I mean, shoot, 32 career interceptions. That's big. That's really big. Dalvin Cook, would he be traded? Do you think? Who? No, no. The Vikings would be dumb to trade him. No, no. The dude's only 27 years old. No, no, no. Let's tell Panthers Nation we need Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters, I mean, would be nice. Would be nice. Would definitely be nice. What about Byron Jones? Byron Jones. As far as who to draft, wait, who is Byron Jones? Cornerback from Miami. You mean Brandon Jones? You mean Brandon Jones? He's also a safety. You think we need a linebacker? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think personally, cornerback, wide receiver. I mean, linebacker would probably be nice, but cornerback, wide receiver, those are two on my mind. Probably maybe another edge rusher. Like, I wouldn't mind getting Jadeveon Clowney. You like Sauce? Oh, Sauce Gardner? Heck yeah. Dude won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Heck yeah. Yeah, Sauce Gardner, he's cool. Shoot, that says something, being that the Jets had both the offensive and defensive rookies of the year. Like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. What do you think about Jalen Ramsey on Miami? I wish we could have gotten him, but Jalen Ramsey, I mean, I think he'll do good regardless of where he's at. I mean, he just won a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. So, Jalen Ramsey, he's that dude. Jalen Ramsey, that dude. Do you like Pacheco? The name doesn't ring a bell. Oh, Isaiah Pacheco? I don't really know him. I don't really know him. Yeah. I mean, seems to put up some good numbers. Yeah, he seems to put up some good numbers. So, I mean, why not? I mean, I can't really say a whole lot about him because I don't know him like that. He runs 100% every play. Well, I mean, I would hope he would do that. I would hope he would do that. Corey says we should get Tyrann Mathieu. Honey Badger? Dude, he's locked in on a long-term deal with the Saints. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Easy Crip. Welcome. Sanders' injury history is a concern, though, y'all. Oh, Miles Sanders? Well, didn't he play a full season last year? Didn't he play a full season last year? Yeah, I mean, he played a full season last year, I thought. Played in all 17 games. I mean, he has taken some hits. He has taken a few hits in 2020 and 2021, but for the most part, his rookie year and last year he's played in full season. So I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. Duly noted, Easy Crepe. Duly noted, but I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I would be more concerned if he has never had a full season. I would be more concerned. Is Aaron Rodgers to the Jets official yet? No. Yeah, it makes me think we're going to sign one more. One more running back, Easy Crep. Who do you want out of all the wide receivers we can get? That's tough. That's tough. I mean, there's a lot of attraction to Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Paris Campbell. Like I said, I don't think OBJ is happening. So yeah. Our O-line has gotten better, but we're not on the level of the Eagles. It's not there yet, but I think it'll get there. I think Ikem Ekwonu had a pretty decent rookie year. I think he'll get better. Bringing back Bradley Bozeman was a very great move, much needed move. But yeah, I think we'll get there. I think maybe next season they'll inch their way into maybe top 10 offensive line, maybe top 12, but they're improving. They're improving. TJ Watts as linebacker for the Panthers would be great, but would be tough to get. No, we're not getting a no, we're not getting a TJ Watt. Sanders paired with Foreman would be excellent. That is true. And like I said, they haven't ruled out bringing back Foreman. They're still in the works. They're still in the works, but they haven't ruled it out. They definitely have not ruled it out. So just got to wait and see what they end up doing with that. Hopefully they can get a deal through. Because I would totally be down for keeping Deonta Foreman. I mean, he played great for us. But I almost want us to hold off until next season when there are some really good players looking to get paid. Well, I mean, we are going to have a lot of cap space for 2024, Easy Crip. We're going to have a lot of cap space. So, Joe Valesco says, what do you think about Darren Waller getting traded? Oh, my dad, he hates it. And he's a Raiders fan. He hates it. He hates the move. For sure. The timing works out. I got faith and fit. Yeah. And he's made some good moves so far. Like I said, I'm really wide receiver and cornerback really still, because like I said, I like Dante Jackson, but I think he's injury prone. So I really feel like they need to really consider looking at cornerback as well. Let's see. The Giants used that pick they got for Kadarius Toney to get Darren Waller. That's some finessing. Good point. It's a really good point. Do you think Rodgers will help the Jets? I think the Rodgers would help. I think Aaron Rodgers would help anywhere he goes. I mean, dude's a 4-time MVP. Come on now. Dartmouth. I think you have no idea how good Miles Sanders is and will be, and he still hasn't hit his prime, respectfully. I mean, he's still young, only 25 years old. Like I said, he put up career numbers last season and just played in a Super Bowl. So I feel that, he still has tons left. I mean, he's a young guy. Easy Crep says 100 on Dante injury concerns. We need depth there. Yeah, because don't get me wrong, Dante is a playmaker. I mean, the dude has 14 career interceptions, but can't seem to stay healthy. That's the only thing. Does your dad like the Jimmy Garoppolo signing? Yeah. I mean, he understands it and he accepts it. So, yeah. And the thing is, he still has, they still have some decent weapons. Panthers need Gardner Johnson. I would love Gardner Johnson or Slay. Big play Slay. Let's go. But the Eagles, word is they may have a deal in place to try to keep him. That's the only thing. I think they may have a deal in place to try to keep him. So, Darius Slay is somebody to keep an eye on. Definitely somebody to keep an eye on. But yeah, definitely really, we'll see what happens with Adam Thielen. He had the visit today. So hopefully something goes down. I don't know, but Dartmouth says, what team most concerns you in the NFC South? That is a good question. Personally, as of now, number one, I don't think it's the Bucks. I'm sorry. If we get swept by the Bucks behind craptacular Baker Mayfield, then we got a real big problem. I mean, we did split with the Falcons last season. But honestly, I think on paper, as of now, on paper, probably the Saints are the biggest threat as far as teams we go up against that we have to play twice. I think the Saints on paper probably, but let's see. Slay is best friends with Horn, so it could happen. But I didn't even know that. Sanders helped Panthers get Gardner Johnson. Well, it's going to take more than convincing. It's got to be money too. Easy Crep says, I still think the Saints. Yeah, I agree with you, actually. I agree. I definitely agree with you. Corey says Atlanta. Personally, Atlanta, offensively, maybe, but honestly, I don't think Atlanta's as big of a threat. Who do you really truly think is going to win the NFC South? I mean, honestly, we better. We better. I mean, we haven't been to the playoffs since 2017, and we got to the playoffs in 2017 on a wild card. So we need to win the division this upcoming season, that's for sure. Easy says a healthy Michael Thomas plus Chris Olave will make things easier for Carr. Facts. Atlanta has a lot of cap space, so things could change with their defense pretty quick. That is another good point. I think they're pretty near like the top 5 in cap space, if I remember correctly. So they got some pull. They definitely got some pull. Corey says, who do you think will win the AFC East? If everything goes well with the Jets, then it's probably going to come down between the Jets and the Bills. Probably between the Jets and the Bills. We got first pick for next year. Like number 1 pick for I hope not. Easy says the Jets. Yeah, I think the Jets could possibly do it. Corey says, do you think Eagles will be great this year? Yeah. Unless shown otherwise, yeah. You gotta remember they still got a squad and they still got good coaching. The fact that Jason Kelce and Lane Johnson signed on for one more year makes me think they will be. Oh, yeah, keeping that killer offensive line together. And Jalen Hurts had a great season and was definitely in the MVP running. I see Commanders winning the NFC East. I don't know about that. With how well the Giants did, I think it's going to come down between the Giants and the Eagles, personally. Miles Sanders' scouting report says he's injury prone and may fumble, otherwise spectacular. The injury proneness, I mean, maybe, but I mean, he did play a full season last year. He does have a little bit of fumbleitis. I mean, he has 8 total fumbles in his career, so he does have some fumbleitis. So, yeah, that is a concern for sure, Dartmouth. That is a concern. You like Hurts or Burrow better? I like Burrow better, but just a little bit. Corey says, do you think Detroit or Minnesota win in the division? Oh, that's tough. Detroit came close last time, so I don't know. That one's tough. That one's really tough. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But anyway, y'all, it is getting late on my end. I'm here on the East Coast, and it's 2 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. But had a great turnout tonight. A lot of new faces tonight. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I enjoyed each and every one of y'all. It's good hearing feedback from y'all. It's really good hearing y'all's opinions and sharing with y'all bring to the table. I really enjoy that. Thank y'all so much, and y'all are more than welcome to come back anytime. But some more signings made. Still got a lot of work to do, but keep pounding. We're going to get through this. Got another day. Let's keep the faith, keep our head up. A lot of good things are happening. We're going to get through this. Was Bates a good signing for the Falcons? Yeah, I would say so. Tim, thank you for the sub. I do appreciate that. But yeah, don't forget to check out the link in the description to Game Beauty. Use the promo code BlitzballChamp. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. And I hope you enjoyed the content. Thank y'all so much for coming through and watching for another Carolina Panthers talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace. God bless. Love y'all.